Hello and welcome to our live coaching call and community conversation. Today, we are going to be talking about the power of intermittent fasting and the 30-day food elimination. So this is one of my most requested videos, I think, here in our live coaching community about how you figure out what foods working for you and what foods are not working for you. So I'm going to explain that little process with you today and how I figured out how a lot of the foods that were being considered bad were actually not so bad, and a lot of foods that were considered clean or good were not working for me. So we're going to run through that little scenario today. I'm going to teach you how to do this for yourself, and then we're going to bust some myths about food and what food means, and hopefully define clean eating and all those kind of things for us here in our community. So welcome. If you are new, my name is Diane Parham. I'm the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. Congratulations to all of our September 22 students who just started with us this weekend. I'm so excited for you. Also, a congratulations to our August 22 grads, our recent grads who just finished that as well. And then I want to make sure I recognize our midlife mindset shift course students too. We have a beautiful group of women who are doing a program with me, which our graduates are invited to for 6 months of mindset shifting. So I'm super excited. We're all doing that together as well. So if you haven't done so yet and you're joining us on YouTube, I always ask that you please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're set up for notifications by hitting that little bell. And as always, make sure while you're here, you use the comment section. That's why I do live coaching. And you also take a second to hit that like button. That just helps our community grow here on YouTube. And then on Facebook, I always ask the same thing as well. There is a way that you can set yourself up to follow my page. And then also make sure that you are receiving notifications for all posts that go there. That way you will always be notified when we have something going on in our community. Again, use the comment section. That's why I'm here. Make sure you hit that like button and then share with a friend if you think one of your girlfriends might find this information useful as well. So let's get started on today's conversation. And again, the comment section is open. I'm going to talk about this for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm going to open it up to answer your questions and comments in the comment section. So if you get them in there, then I'll make sure that I get them read. And then I have a tight time schedule today. I have a full day of coaching calls, so I'm going to be out of here at about the 45-minute mark. So I'll get through as many questions and comments as I can. So let's talk about this 30-day food elimination. This is something that I started doing for myself when I started intermittent fasting. One of the underlying gifts of intermittent fasting is when you're fasting correctly and you're fasting clean, you really do have the opportunity for your body to reset itself. We just get out of the way. And when your body is starting to work on its own, right? Its own hormonal makeup, its own ability to react and respond to things that our brain decides to do to it, for it, and with it, right? Then we get these nice cues when we're doing things correctly and we're doing things that maybe aren't working so well for us. And we don't have to rely on the nutrition industry and scientific studies and all the advice that, Jack, Fred, and Mary are trying to give us about the things that we should be doing. Our body is going to be doing that for us. And we really need to take the time to get really tuned in. And what I always like to say here is the relationship you have with your body and the communication that you have going back and forth is key to the healing process and everything that we're trying to do here. And when we tune into those signals and signs, we get to make informed decisions for ourselves. And we don't have to have other people telling us that there's food that is good and food that is not so good. We can do that for ourselves. And I think as grown women, we should have the opportunity to do that. So I have a saying here, there's no such thing as bad food. There is food, however, that might be bad for you. And how do you figure that out? You do a 30-day food elimination, right? So let me share with you how I have done this and how I figured out a lot of the healthy foods that everyone was saying we should be eating were really problematic for me and my body. So how do you do a 30-day food test? Here is how I like to do it. I pick one food to test. So one food category, however you want to break it down. But you have to be really honest with yourself about this one food that you're picking. So for me, I've done a food elimination test with French fries, right? Because everyone thinks French fries are bad. I personally don't think French fries are bad. And when I did this test, I figured out for my body that there were certain kinds of French fries that were highly processed and cooked in oils that my body didn't like, that weren't good for my body. But then there were other types of French fries that were whole potatoes cooked in different kinds of oil that my body didn't have any problems with. I personally love French fries. I can't imagine living my life without them. So I ran the test for 30 days to determine French fries as a whole aren't bad for me. Certain ones may be, and the other ones were not. So pick one food to test for 30 days. Commit to the full 30 days. Don't cheat yourself out of the opportunity to get accurate feedback from your body. So if you test for 30 days, you're going to figure out at the end how your life and your body are managing this absence of this one food, because it's really important for us to also realize that there are just certain foods that we enjoy in our life, and to deprive ourselves, or what a lot of people do is restrict themselves from those things because someone else told them it was bad, really can keep us in like that unconscious state and not feel like we're living our best life, right? Because someone else is telling us what we're doing is bad. And we really should figure that out for ourselves. So that's where it's really important to just give yourself this full 30-day commitment. It's a promise you want to make that you're not going to break. And then eliminate all forms of that food, right? So again, it's like if you want to figure out if potatoes are bad, there's a lot of people who follow a very strict ketogenic diet who think potatoes are like the worst thing you could ever put in your body. But potatoes are a really naturally occurring food, right? And so why would potatoes be bad? Well, because someone in that genre of or style of eating has deemed it as a bad food. But what if it's not bad for you? And what if that's something that you really enjoy in your life? You want to make sure that you're taking all forms of potato out, right? So for me, when I did my French fry experience, I had already gone through the potato process to see that if potatoes in fact were not serving me. And I did it through chips, I did it through French fries, I did it through all kinds of forms of potatoes come in. And then I figured out that for me, they're just not bad, right? They're just things inside of potatoes that people use when they process them that could be something that my body is just not able to process. And then give yourself permission without punishment to pause. So here's where it's really important, and this is why we do a lot of mindset shift work about nutrition here and don't focus solely on the nutritional aspects of things, because what we want to do is say, for 30 days, I'm just going to make the conscious decision and give myself permission without any negative self-talk and any negative banter going on in my own mindset. And I'm not going to use that as a punishment, because I really want to pause and give this the full 30-day test, right? So we have to continually do that mindset work. So when you're in this 30-day test, you can't be like a negative Nelly and feel bad for yourself, or where everybody at the party is having this one thing and I'm not allowed to have it. No, you're making a conscious decision to do a test. So make sure you're not punishing yourself for a conscious decision you're making to see what you can get at the end of this 30-day test. And then the fifth thing I did was evaluate emotionally, mentally, and physically how my life felt without that one food for the 30 days. There have been things that I have discovered I could 100% live without. No loss at all for me. No mental loss, no physical loss, no emotional loss. And then there were foods that I was really, really happy that I did this test with, because I gave myself permission to say, okay, French fries may be bad for some people, but they're one of my favorite things to consume. And when I consume them based on what it is I say that I really want for myself, and I make really informed decisions about the ingredients and how they're prepared, then I can say to myself, it's totally fine to have French fries because they work for me. I don't need anybody else's permission. And I don't have to punish myself if I choose to eat them. Another big one is chocolate. Women think that chocolate, because it's been considered like a cheat or a treat type of food, that it's something that is bad for us. And if we decide to have chocolate or indulge in something or have a little treat, that we're not treating our body well. And again, chocolate is just one of those foods that, yes, there's a lot of chocolate out there that is cheap and full of nasty ingredients. And then there's amazing chocolate out there that is just prepared better. And all of those ingredients in chocolate might be the thing that's causing you to not look and feel your best. And what if you found one that could serve you? And that's where we have to do this test right here. And so there's a lot of foods that a lot of people who don't know me have said you should not eat, right? Because of XYZ reasons. And this test really did help me say, but those reasons don't apply to me. And in some areas of food, there were definitely things that did, like corn, for instance. A corn filler is something that just knocks me off my feet. There are women out there that are surviving and thriving, consuming soy in their life. And I love that for them. Soy makes me absolutely sick in every way, shape, or form. Soy candles, soy lotions, soy products, soy fillers in food, all of it makes me sick, right? And I had to do this test to figure that out for myself. But that doesn't mean that soy would be bad for you. You got to run the test, right? And then we have to be very careful about the opinions we form about other people who are just choosing to fuel their body in a different way. You really want to figure food out with these kind of parameters around it, so that you can, in fact, wake up every day looking and feeling your best and living your most authentic life. And then incorporating that intermittent fasting aspect, because when your gut is empty for a significant part of your day and you put something in your gut that your body can no longer tolerate, you will get a very loud and clear sign and signal. Then it's up to you to decide how you're going to make decisions based on those signs and signals, right? Are you going to continue to let this one thing be the thing that could be holding you back? Or are you going to decide that you looking and feeling your best and showing up as your best self is going to be the most important thing, and that food has now got to become less important to you? This is how we manage our mindset around food decisions and stop punishing ourselves and numbing ourselves and buffering around food decisions to numb things. We have to become hyper-focused and hyper-aware, and then know that there are just some foods that emotionally, mentally, and physically knock us off our game. And then there are other foods that emotionally, mentally, and physically we need to keep in. And that is okay. That's why we do this with permission, without punishment, and we just take a pause. For 30 days, one ingredient. I'm telling you, it will change your life. Okay, one of the things I want to share with you guys today really quickly before I get to the questions and comments is one of my favorite chocolates that I consume almost every day. It's just part of my nutritional plan in my 4-hour feasting window. I had someone say to me one day, I get one or two temperatures with this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't eat fun food. I do. I just don't share it all the time. Or 2, I can't believe you are telling people to eat that thing because it's something that has been deemed bad for them. So I'm going to share with you guys this food. It is Midday Squares. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably have heard me talk about it before. This is what I consider food chocolate. It is in some of the most amazing flavors. They have peanut butter chocolate, they have a fudge chocolate, and then they have one that has almonds in it as well. I'm going to put a link in the comment section. Go check it out. If you feel like you are not allowing yourself to have some of these simple food pleasures, I want you to start doing this test and find foods that actually make you feel good about waking up and eating every day. We should not be food phobic, right? And that's what this company has done for me. I am a chocoholic. Openly and honestly, I'm proud of it. I have done the work to figure out which chocolates don't serve me and which ones do, and this one definitely does. This little square right here is called Functional Chocolate Bar. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just giving you all a little gift of this so that you can test it out for yourself and maybe put something fun in your life that's also going to be nutritional for you. This thing has 13 grams of healthy fat. It also has, 12 carbs, 4 fiber. So that means we have, 2 and 2 would be 8 grams of carbs. So not bad. And then it also has 6 grams of protein. So super good fuel for your body. Go check them out. I left the link in there. There is a 15% discount. I love all 3 of them. If you're not sure which one to get, they have like a mix box. You can get all 3 of them and try them out. Super fun way to get some good healthy food in your life and feel like you can treat yourself without the mind guilt that a lot of us associate with because what other people are telling us is good or bad. So super cool test. Make sure you screenshot this or come back, take a picture of it on a replay. This is a super simple thing to do, 30 days. It is really, really fun. One of the things I figured out about French fries was that I also physically, my physique didn't change. I didn't lose weight. I didn't gain weight. Nothing happened to my body when I gave up French fries for 30 days. So that also helped me realize that French fries weren't problematic to me with the goals I had for my physique as well. You just got to put those kind of things in a very honest place in your life and make sure what you say you really want is what you're getting. Okay, so that's my 30-day food elimination test. You can do this with any food group, any food item, any ingredient in a food. It works every single time. The cleaner you fast and the more consistent you are with your fasting, the louder and clearer the signals your body is going to give you as feedback. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so now let me answer some questions and comments. Hi, Diane, joined the September class, but I didn't receive my course. Dolores, please email me at dianeparhamfitness@gmail.com. I will go check your account and see why it is you didn't receive your course. You can also go to fortoday'sagingwoman.com, log in. So LOGIN, see if you can get yourself logged in. If you can't, just email me, girlfriend. I will get you taken care of today. Jan, August 22 grad. I wonder what you think about drinking cold water. Some say it's not good for us. I usually prefer it at room temperature. What do you think? I think that you have to drink water. This is perfectly coincides with what we're talking about today, right? So who cares what other people think about the temperature of water, right? So I would say drink water at the temperature in which you're going to be most successful with getting all of your water in a day. That's the best advice I can give you. Someone threw something out there about the temperature of water. Someone else ran with it, or they did some kind of study that didn't include you, so it doesn't even matter. Drink your water at the temperature at which you feel most comfortable and confident with so that you can get your water in your day. Dorothy, hello from the September 22 class. Girlfriend, so good to have you with us. Loretta from South Carolina, good to have you with us. Sherry, I don't know what that means. Hi, Diane. What can you use to naturally sweeten cold brew or coffee? I'd say if you have to sweeten it, I would wait until you're in your feasting window. The beautiful thing about cold brew coffee is that it's so smooth and creamy on its own without really having to add anything to it. So I would just get a really good coffee brand. Sometimes you have to experiment with them. So you find one that kind of like meets your palate. I wouldn't say Starbucks is always the best. No offense to Starbucks, but it's just not always the best. And then just play with it a little bit. But if you feel like you need to sweeten it, I would keep it in your feast for sure. Jackie, brand new listener and ready for a mindset habit changes. Yes, my friend, that's what we talk about here, right? Hopefully today kind of was an example of that. I think scientific data is great. I just shared on my Instagram today that we've all been also duped with a lot of the Alzheimer's scientific data from the past. They were all fraudulent. So all the advice that we were being given about how to offset Alzheimer's and manage Alzheimer's was just fraud. So be really careful about where you're getting your information, what you're trusting, how hard you're trusting someone else to tell you what to do with your body versus you knowing what to do for yourself. Run tests, do some experiments. Life is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be able to manage food. We're supposed to be happy and healthy. We're supposed to love our body and waking up in the morning and looking forward to our day. And sometimes these studies and information that we get fed really do make life seem like it's way too hard and we're constantly failing at it. And it's just not supposed to be that way. Figure out food, figure out what makes you happy and healthy, and then run with that for sure. And that's what we lead with here all the time. So welcome. Marcy, in one video, you mentioned not sleeping near your phone. Can you explain why? Well, there's just this whole what is it? Like internet, and all your Wi-Fi and all the signals in your house. And so you just want to make sure that you're not getting all of that penetrating into your head when you're sleeping. So if you're sleeping by your phone and your watch and all those kind of things, just put it in airplane mode so you're not getting all of that, kind of zapping your brain while you're sleeping. It's just that's what we're looking for there. But if you want to sleep with your phone by your bed, that's fine. Just know that you probably want to put it in airplane mode. And you could do your own like a Google search on that. Linda, August grad, afraid to add carbs, bacon, fear of weight gain, down 15 pounds so far. Any suggestions as to when and how to add carbs in? Anytime you want to. Carbs are not why we gain weight. Storage of carbohydrates and metabolic flexibility is why we gain weight. And not being honest with ourselves about a lot of other food choices are why we gain weight also, and hormonal changes. Like there's 101 different reasons for gaining weight. So carbs are not the villain, right? We have to figure out how to be honest about them. Are we eating the right kind of carbohydrates? Are we allowing the opportunity to drain our tanks? And so I would say add them back in for sure. And go back to what we did in the feasting week of intermittent fasting, the intermittent fasting course. Go back through the intermittent feasting guide and then play around with it. The more healed your body is, the more you're consistently draining the tanks over a 24-hour period, the more opportunity you have to experiment with things, because you're gonna already have your confidence built in. So just play with it, girlfriend, and then keep us posted. Edith, good evening, my friend. Where are you? Where it's evening time. Julie, thank you, Diane. I found you late in July. You have helped me so much understanding this new lifestyle. I'm 50 now and feel so much better, down 9 to 11 pounds in 36 days of clean 20-hour fasting. Congratulations, my friend. I love it. Yeah, and figuring out how to do it your way is key to the success that you're going to have and the longevity you're going to have with this lifestyle over time. So I'm so happy for you. Plant-based feet. Good morning from New Zealand, I think it is. Fiona B here, grad from August 22. I think I figured out my beloved Brussels sprouts don't agree with me this week. We'll test to make sure. So Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and cauliflower, chickpeas also, are foods that are very gassy in our digestive system and intestinal tract. So, oftentimes people complain about that with Brussels sprouts. You can feel really bloated and really gassy and really full. And so what I would recommend doing with that is, test it for 30 days, see if you don't have any of those issues, and then put Brussels sprouts in after a 30-day pause on them and see what your digestive tract does. Also, it could just be a serving size too. So play with a couple of things and see. Karen, hi, Diane. Hello, my friend. In September class and just finished a week of clean fast. I just went through detox healing and it seems my body is ready to liberate fat. Lost 3 pounds this week and under 220 for the first time in years. Congratulations, Karen. I love that for you. Yeah, we have to do that little reset. And this is where the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course is going to take you to that next level too, right? We have to get our body back to what I call factory settings, that 20-hour fast and that really conscious feasting, and that 4 hours through this 3 weeks you're going to be in class gives your body the opportunity to do that. And then you get these signals, right? And we can do these kind of things and figure out what works best for us. And then we just rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. Lady Bohemia, love it. In the September class, loving it so far. Yes, my friend, I'm so happy. Sorry I'm late. Girlfriend, no worries. We're here for a while. So glad you can make it. Roanna, checking in from September course. I love it. So you guys are on day 2 of your lessons. Day 4 and 5 are probably my favorite days for new students in class. You get all those aha moments, all the pieces of the puzzle start coming together. So I'm super excited for you guys. It's going to be a fun week for you. Marianne, I used to fast instinctively when younger. I retested. I don't know what that means. I think a lot of us did, right? Interested in returning to that routine. Okay. Yeah, I think I did too. I always have worked out fasted. It didn't make sense to me to work out, with a full stomach, maybe because I've been a runner. I don't know. But I have always been that same way. I've been very instinctive about a lot of food things. Dairy has always been a problem for me. I'm very lactose intolerant. I haven't been a big protein person my whole life. That hasn't changed. So I don't follow a lot of the guidelines about protein consumption. I love running, right? And a lot of people swear that's the worst thing you do. It served me well. There's a lot of things about what we're taught to do that just instinctively for me has not worked and didn't really make sense. So I say go with your gut on that. Your body's going to always be the best lead for you. Just follow it. Judy, I did this with fruit after your experiences. I eliminated them for 30 days and then introduced them back to my diet, one fruit at a time. Found out many don't agree with me while others are fine. Yes, right? And then you just get to give yourself permission with that feedback. How often am I going to allow these things in my life, now knowing that they don't serve me as well as I once thought they did? The other cool thing about intermittent fasting, when you do these kind of things and you have this reset foundation first, is your body changes. So there were a lot of people, once they graduate from class, thought that something was problematic for them and found that it really wasn't. But when you're getting so many mixed signals because you're doing so many things that your body's not tolerant to, you don't know where to pinpoint it. And so you're just kind of throwing darts. So put the darts away, do the fasting, get your gut reset, and then start running some of these tests, and then just give yourself permission to either keep it out, put it in moderation, or use it freely. And that's really food freedom. Ginger, girlfriend, is so good to see you. August 22 grad question. My mom is doing IF with me and she had a GKI of 1.3 yesterday. Her blood sugar is in the upper 80s. Is that safe? She's feeling good and she didn't get it that low on purpose. A GKI of 1.3. There's a lot of things, right? So if she's consuming a lot of nutritional fat, that could mean that's why her ketones are showing high. And maybe she's not using her stored fat as utilized energy to get her ketones up. So that's something to look at. And if she's feeling good, then that's the most important thing. Her blood glucose seems fine, in the 80s. And again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm just telling you from my own personal experience. But I would say if her GKI is that low, it could be nutritional fat that's registering and not her body fat. So have her look into that. Or if she's happy with it, that's fine too. Susie, so good to have you with us, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Kim, so good. Awesome. Cindy, yes, hallelujah for sure. Diane, I eat midday squares. They serve me 100%. This one's my favorite. This is the peanut butter. So like it's a Reese's peanut butter cup. My second one is the fudge. Yeah. It's super dense. I like to cut it in like 4 squares and like kind of eat them that way. And then this one's really good too, but not my favorite. I think this one's my son's favorite. And that's the almond crunch one. Yeah. Chocolate is great. It's a food, right? We just got to make sure we're picking the right one. And so I love that these are really functional chocolate bars. They're not a protein bar. They're not one of those glorified like healthy bars. This is like a real health bar. So make sure you guys check it out. Remember the links in the description box and in the comment section here. They're the best. And my code DYANN15 will get you a 15% discount. Kim from the September course, first day 20-hour fast. Girlfriend, that is fantastic because it's Monday. It's the first day that you guys are doing your first group fast together and you are a success, my friend. So congratulations. Jan, just so I am clear about testing, we eliminate one item for 30 days, then we eat it and then see how our body feels. 100%. You evaluate how you felt without it, emotionally, mentally, and physically, right? And then you put it back in and then you decide how things, how your body responds to it. So these are the parts that these two aspects of it are the ones that are the most important because your body's going to do this for you, right? If you eliminate something and you feel better and then you do the test after 30 days and you don't feel good, that's easy or should be easy if you do this part, right? So I can't imagine my life without French fries or chocolate. I love them, right? And I just find the best of them. And physically, I saw no changes for the good or the bad or the indifferent, right? And so I emotionally and mentally enjoy a good chocolate and I love some French fries and my family loves French fries. So I couldn't imagine sitting on the sidelines for those things and missing out just because someone else said they were bad when my body didn't give me that signal. So that's how I kind of rationalize it. Sorry, I'm really disheartened now. Have been 20-hour fasting for more than 4 months. I haven't lost a pound of weight. I'm 42, so I'm not really unhealthy, but I'm overweight. I really want to lose. I would recommend jumping into class with us. Our next one starts October 1st. It is a 30-day class where I teach you some of the mindset blocks and some of maybe the food choices that you aren't being really honest with yourself about so that you can break that feeling of being stuck. It's tricky because we are told so many things that are just not truths for us as individual women. And so it's probably something really small. Once you make the tweak and then you rinse and repeat that process, you will break through that frustrating point that you're at. So I would say jump into class with us, my friend. It is mind blowing what you'll be able to do. Juana, hello, girlfriend. Joanne, my food aversions are very similar to yours. Was tortured by soy for years. So tragic. Yes, girl, me too. And then I'm a little sad about the fact that as a mom too, my son, because of my lactose problems, he also had lactose problems when I was nursing him and we put him on soy formula. And it was the worst for him. And at that time, I didn't know, right? And so, yeah, it's amazing what we do just because we're told it's good for us, and we go against what our body is telling us. So we have to do this work so we can honestly listen to this. And that's where so many women are finding such freedom with food, right? We have to do this work first. Christy from September class, loving this video today. I also love fries. I will do the test. Do the test. So if you want like a quick version of a fry, Alexia fries are fantastic, pretty decent ingredients. Ore-Ida, complete trash. Don't eat those. And then homemade French fries. Like we make homemade fries, sweet potato fries and russet potato fries. Again, white potatoes are like the demon everybody talks about. They're the best. Really good baked white potato, russet potato with some good vegan butter on it and some vegetables is the best. But get an air fryer and make some homemade French fries, girlfriend. They are the absolute best. Great pre-run fuel for your body too. Nisi, do you stop eating a food for 30 days and then bring it back in to test the reaction? Please explain how you get to the results of the test. Yeah, so you evaluate it. How did you do without it? Right? So did you see really good positive physical changes? Then you do a test to see if that, if that food then has a reaction. Or you can just say, you know what, I really didn't miss it at all. My life is not better or worse mentally or emotionally. I think I'm just going to take it out, or really put that on the not very often thing. And so it doesn't always have to be a physical reaction. If it's something that you're really emotionally and mentally tied to, and you can't imagine being without it, then you would want to run that physical test. And if your body responds negatively, you got to do the work here. If emotionally and mentally you really missed it, right, and you didn't feel or see any changes physically, then that's when you want to put it back in. And then the test, the physical part will come back really obviously, because if your body didn't like it, it's going to tell you. Linda, August grad, 15 pounds when you do add carbs back in without showing your weight loss. 15 pounds when do you, okay, so you lost 15 pounds when you add carbs back in without slowing your weight loss. Whenever you're ready, right? So figure out some carbohydrates that maybe you feel like you're missing, and then just add them in. The thing is, again, carbs are not the problem. You lost 15 pounds because you've reset your body. You've eliminated that inflammation. Your body is starting to tap into its reserves and utilize stored energy. And so at some point, you're going to have to put that energy back in, right? And so that's where you can really use your carbohydrates well. Potatoes, rices, brown, white, whatever. Adding in some vegetables back in that maybe you were questioning, maybe test out some fruit. Like you have to test it out slowly and then try to figure out the ones that are going to best serve you. And then what I always do is, we want to work on the 3 aspects of aging successfully. So adding that fitness component back in is going to help you keep those tanks drained on that 24-hour basis. Cold brew coffee. Cold brew coffee is just like a coffee that is, I don't know how they do it, but it's kind of like coffee that's brewed in a different way so that it has like a smooth, creamy kind of taste to it. A lot of bitterness is taken out of coffee, so it's not just a quick brew. I think it sits for a couple of days, and it's a really fun coffee to drink if you like coffee. Nancy, thank you so much, my friend. Shaz, I just started the September course, and so far, so good. Love it. Patricia, loving September 22 class. You guys are the best. You're just in for like 3 days and you're already loving it. If you love it already, just wait. It gets better with time. Sylvia, glad I caught this topic live. I love learning to listen to my body. We get along much better now, right? We end this conflict, what we say we really want, right, in our brain, and then what our body's not capable of doing because we have this conflict, and then we're constantly in this fight and feeling disappointed with our body and feel like something's wrong with us. No, you just got to do this, right, and get everything to work together. So I'm glad that you're figuring that out, Sylvia. Yvette, loving the September class and feeling good about my choices. Yes. YouTube user, hello, I'm 73 years of age and found you a week ago. I changed from 16.8 to 24, and I'm very surprised at how easy this is once I set my mind to it. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. You're welcome, my friend. And that's why we do it from the mindset approach, right? We just let our mind be trusting of the decisions that we're making. Creatively created. How many meals do you eat in a 4-hour window? I don't count by meals. I just have a window. I eat within that time frame, and then I start and I stop, and that's what I do. I don't count meals. I don't count calories. I don't even count macros. I just let it be. Good evening from Israel. Well, welcome, my friend. It's good to have you. Want to be natural. I can't see the board. Is it written somewhere else? No, but what I'll do is I'll go through in the description and I'll type it out for you guys. I'm going back to temp of water. Cold water has been mentioned to slow the heat in your digestive tract. Just another point of view. Yeah, for sure. But if you're miserable, drinking tap room water or whatever, warm water, then you're probably not going to drink the water that you need and you're going to end up dehydrated. So I say just do the best you can, right? I don't like room temperature water. I drink my water cold all the time. I'm fine. So figure it out for you for sure, but end the conflict. So don't torture yourself drinking water you don't enjoy. Life's too short for that. Some fasting YouTubers say women should not fast every day due to hormones. What do you think of what your experience has been? I fast every day, and a lot of people here fast every day. So you get to pick whoever it is you want to trust with that, my friend, and then test it out for yourself. Figure it out for you so you can say what works best for you and don't have to rely on YouTubers to tell you what to do. Sylvia, when one starts losing weight, even ever so slightly, does that mean my body is done healing? I feel like I could do more work. I don't think our body's ever done healing. I feel like every day that I give my body an opportunity to be in a fasted state is an opportunity to have my body to heal, right? Because there's always things coming at us. There's always things trying to take us down. Like I'm always putting my body in a state of being in the most healed environment it could possibly be in, because in the event that something happens that I didn't anticipate, I want to be at my fighting best, right? And so healing is an everyday process. It's an everyday decision-making process. Everything we do can either heal us or take us down. So it's always going to be healing. You always should be trying to heal. Mel, just started September class. Love it, my friend. Tina, I found out about Coach Dy Ann last Friday and signed up for the September class, and I'm already seeing amazing results in how I think, feel, look, and being my authentic self. Amazing truths. Yes. It is really simple, right? Even like some of the comments today, which are so natural, right? Well, some YouTubers said this, and there are studies that say that cold water does this to our body. There's also a lot of studies that are just flat out not true for you. Just like some foods are good for you and some foods are not good for you. It's your truth, and you have to figure out your truth. Don't blindly follow someone, including myself, without testing it out for yourself, and then evaluate it. How did I feel emotionally during that time? How did I feel mentally during that time? What was my body saying to me physically about the choices that I was making? And then you get to be the person that creates your own authentic life. It is a beautiful way to live. Hey, from Terry in September course. So good to have you, Terry. Okay, I got to bust through these. I got to be out of here in 10 minutes. How would you suggest reintroducing foods after 30 days to determine how they will react in your body? Just introduce it in probably its purest form possible, so you know that it's the food and not the things surrounding the food. So take the food, introduce it in the purest form possible, and then just kind of listen. Your body will probably tell you instantly. So when I was testing soy, because soy was making me have a hard like bulb in my neck right here and pain shoot up through my head, that was the first signs of soy being a problem for me. I thought I had eliminated it in my life, and then it was in the turkey bacon that we deemed as healthier than real bacon, pork bacon, and it was so processed, and soy lecithin was in the processed turkey bacon, which was supposed to be healthier for us, and it was the thing that was lingering around that I hadn't made the connection for, that as soon as I ate it, because all other soy was gone, I felt the pain from here shoot up through my head, felt like I had a brain tumor. Read the ingredients label, never thought that they would have soy in there, and it for sure did. Threw it in the trash, and then really researched everything. In that day, I had been being exposed to soy 15 times in a day when I thought I was actively getting it out. So you have to be really diligent about those sneaky little things for sure. Watching from Germany. Oh, I don't think I read your thing. Susie, I'm a graduate of August 22 class. I've been strictly fasting on average for 20 hours for 6 weeks. I have gone up on the scale. Frustrated. Autophagy is number one concern. Weight loss number two. Still, you might be overeating. right? Are you listening to your hunger hormones? We did that. Go back through the first week of class. If you're counting calories or managing macros and you're not listening to the signs and signals your body's telling you, and you're fearful of your next fast and that you have to eat even though you're not hungry, that could be the problem. So go back through the first week's lessons in class and really think about some of those lessons and what you might be doing that aren't connecting. Kristen, watching from Germany. Well, welcome, my friend. Sherry, substitutions to drink coffee without heavy whipping cream. Please, please, please. To drink coffee without heavy whipping cream is just to drink coffee. So if you're using your coffee to have an excuse for whipping cream, then just drink whipping cream. If you're wanting to have coffee from the benefits that coffee provides when we're trying to fast, then just find a coffee that serves you that you'll enjoy. So I think that's what you're asking there. Susie, P.S. had my first down day Saturday and up day Sunday. Fasted 24 hours before up day. Feel good. Just don't get why no weight loss. It's probably what you're feasting on. If you're practicing intermittent fasting and you're not losing weight, or you're going up and down like that, you have to do things in like 24 hours, like more than 20 hours. It's always your feasting window. So keep a food log and see if you're afraid, if you're stuck in your mind that you're not getting enough food. I bet you that's going to be the aha moment for you. Casey, August grad, joined the Midlife Mindset Shift course. Looking forward to continue learning from you and the community support. I need to work on my feasting window. I tend to graze once it opens. Grazing is okay, right? That's why I always say I have a 4-hour window. What I do in that 4-hour window is my business. What you do in your 4-hour window is your business. You can eat 2 meals. You can start with the snack, and with the snack have 1 big meal. Like, you get to decide. Just make sure that what you're grazing on is going to get you the results that you say that you want, right? And so that's the big aha moment right there. Grazing is fine. Just make sure you're not overeating. Joanne, sorry, ice and drink. I ice it and drink it fast. I don't know what that was for. Probably coffee maybe. Rebecca, been fasting for 8 weeks now, down 26 pounds and feel great. Fantastic. Cindy's September class and loving it. I love it. Claire, enjoying the September class. Chocolate is a migraine trigger for me, but you said it has soy and maybe that's why. Thanks for sharing a simple method to test. Yeah, go grab yourself some of these bad boys. Soy is in almost all chocolate. There's a new Nestle, also it's allergen free, like chocolate chip, if you want to make like gluten-free chocolate chip cookies or something. So get really good at reading those ingredients labels. Almost all chocolate has soy in it. So you have to be very, very diligent about those ingredients labels for sure. Catherine, thanks. Loving this live. It keeps me motivated. I follow on all platforms. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Pam, in September class, I'm feeling grateful. I found you. I'm feeling grateful too, my friend. The more women we have healing mentally, emotionally, and physically around taking care of ourselves, I promise you the world is just going to be a better place for everyone. Vicky, what's the theme? What's theme of those chocolates, please? The name, I think, Midday Squares. Go in the comment section too. I'll see if I can post it again. I put the link in there. So it's middaysquares.com. And if you use discount code DYANN, so DYANN 15, you can save 15%. Get the variety pack. They're the best. They're real food ingredients. It's the best. Yeah, you said name. Okay, Lori, August 22 grad, 20 hours is where the magic happens. Down 11 pounds. Fantastic. Amy in Denver, thanks for all you are doing. You are providing so much that gives us access to personal, real love, wellness, and power. That's the way it should be. I will never, ever tell a woman what she has to do, right? I will never tell you that what you're doing is bad or good or any of those things, right? You get to decide that, and we're here to cheer you on. And if you're stuck, I'm going to help you think through it, because when we find the answers to the questions that we are seeking out and we find them for ourselves, they are meaningful and deep, and they will last for sure. Tammy, since anything sweet tasting breaks a fast, what about a little pink salt or salt with gargle? Yeah, salt is fantastic when you're in a fast. When I was training for my half marathon and I was doing it fasted, I was running fasted, I would put a pinch of salt under my tongue, and it was amazing. Edith in the Netherlands, girlfriend, so good to have you. Vonda, it is such a great feeling to get a PhD in your own body. If you pay attention, it lets you know everything you need to know. You realize how every little thing you consume affects how your complex machinery works. It makes it easy to get rid of what does not work for you. 100%. And you give yourself permission without punishment. And that's what I love. Bethany, in September class, wondering about eliminating dairy. Feel like I only get sick when I drink milk. Would I have to eliminate all dairy to test? Yes, with dairy, 100%, because then you're going to figure out which dairies is affecting you and which dairy isn't. So this is where you have to get really good at reading ingredients labels too. So I just skim down to the allergen warning, and if there's dairy in it, it's going to say that. Just cut it all out. It's whey protein. It's casein, it's carrageenan, it's like so many different little additives are spread out all over all kinds of food. I found that out when I was nursing my kids, and they were both having really bad reactions to the dairy I was consuming. And I'm not a milk drinker, and I wasn't a cheese eater or any of those things. It was in food that I didn't think had milk in it. So eliminate it for 30 days, and then add in the things that you miss the most emotionally and mentally first, and see if you have a reaction physically, right? And then that's how you can fine tune things. There's like white dry cheeses like Parmesan cheese, Manchego cheese, some Swiss cheese doesn't affect me at all. Goat cheese makes me sick, where that's the substitution most people suggest when you have a problem with cow's milk, right? Goat milk makes me sick. But like white cheeses, I'm fine with. So you have to play with it for sure. It's worth it because you will definitely get some answers. Will we see significant reduced results if we do 24, only 6 days a week? I don't know. You have to test that out for sure. Have to test that out. Tracy, I like to soak cucumber slices in water overnight. Will the cucumber break my fast? 100%. It's food. If you put it in your body and your body has to digest it, it's breaking the fast. Now, what that does to your insulin response could be something completely different. But if your goal is to reset, I'd say keep your gut empty. How do I join October class? I live in Africa. You can go to fortodaysagingwoman.com, or you can go to the description box here on Facebook, because that's where you're joining us from. And there's a link in there to join. So you can go there for sure. Or you can send me a message on Facebook too, and I will send you all the information. I'm going to put my website in here, fortodaysagingwoman.com. You can go there. Okay, let's see. Hi. I would try doing 24 for a while and then have that random day in a while that you don't do the full 24. Yeah, sure. If you want to, that's what I call life. Life does that for you, right? So Joanne, life will always allow you an opportunity to not fast for 20 hours. You don't have to purposely do that. A friend's going to call you, ask you to go out to lunch. Your family's going to want to have a little earlier dinner. Maybe you're going to have a little later dinner. Don't purposely schedule that in. Just let life happen. That's the best way to go. Tisha, can you put Crystal Light in your water on fast days? Absolutely not. Edith, is the chocolate available in the Netherlands? I don't know. They're a Canadian company, so I would go to their website for that is Midday Squares. See where they ship to. They're a Canadian company, so they might be more internationally based with shipping, but they're also shipping of food. So go to their website and ask. Check it out there for sure. Flavored, not recommended until feast time. Let's see. My weight on the kilo is not dropping significantly. My clothes are getting bigger. Fantastic. That's all we care about. Hello from Canada. Do you teach counting calories, macros along with IF? I do not. I teach you how to not have to do that. Able to do a 20-hour fast, but unable to lose belly fat, mostly on vegetarian diet. Maybe it's something in your diet. The straight road. Diane, Jean here from July class, 2 days away from flight to Italy. Planned out the fasting and taking food for feasting, so no airline food. Then staying on purpose with fun for the next 2 weeks. I cannot wait for you to go on that vacation and have the time of your life. Come back here when you get back and tell us how amazing Italy is, how amazing the food was, and how amazing you felt while you were there and how your body didn't gain any weight. I cannot wait to hear from you, my friend. Vicky, Midday Squares won't ship to Hawaii. Oh, no. Oh, probably because they can't get it there because it's a food item. I don't know. Is it late to sign up for September class? Yes, it is. We are closed, but October is open. Use that pinch of salt under the tongue and got nauseated. Why? Did it before and didn't. I don't know. Maybe you need to drink some more water. I'm not sure. Pam, aged cheese did not have lactose. Parm is one. There you go. That's probably why. I am in August 22 graduate, lost 6 pounds. I love the new lifestyle. I'm a teacher and fasting 20 hours gives me the time to get things done at work. I'm not bringing any work home now. There you go. And this is where the freedom and flexibility of fasting is. It's not always about just losing weight, right? It's how do we get our life back because we're not over consumed by food and food decisions and packing food and prepping food and hauling food and taking a break for lunch to eat when you could take a break for lunch to get some work done. So girlfriend, I am so excited for you. Enjoy that extra time. Carrie, I've been doing down days 2 days a week, other 5 days. I'm doing up days correctly, or should I make my feasting window longer on up days? I don't teach that way. I just fast every day. Please share about the chocolate again, right here. Midday Squares. I put the links in both Facebook and YouTube. You can go to middaysquares.com, DYANN15 will get you 15% off. Can you chew gum while fasting? It makes fasting a little bit miserable because your body's thinking that with all the saliva and stuff that the gum chewing tends to generate, you'll feel hungrier, and the ingredients in your gum could potentially break a fast. So I just say skip it for a while till you feel like you're where you want to be. September student, glad to catch another live. As a student, I'll go back and watch the replay since I'm getting on late. Awesome, my friend. I don't know why they keep popping up. Let's see. Did fasting help with hot flashes? 100%. I don't have hot flashes anymore, but it's probably also because of this, right? The big thing was soy, gluten, and dairy for me. Gluten and soy were the two biggest problems that I was having with balancing out my hunger hormones and hormones in generally. And a lot of women from class have provided that feedback as well. Gluten is linked to a lot of thyroid problems women are having, and soy is one of those hormone disruptors. So I would say those two are worth a test. Any suggestions on how to do 30 days of no sugar to determine how it affects my body, inflammation, skin, outbreaks, just plain addiction to sugar? Just cut out all sugar that's not necessary, right? So it's hard. I think it's really hard to go 100% sugar free, but I bet there's a lot of what we call extras in your food choices that you could probably just cut out. So a lot of the processed sugar I would just cut it out 100% for 30 days and then see how you feel emotionally, mentally, and physically, and then let the ones back in that help with this and keep the ones out that aren't helping with that. And I'm feeling horrible. I was trying to get on with the program today, yet wasn't able to. If I could still get on, and if you're talking about the class, you can join the October 1st class. Registration's open for that. Just go to fortoday'sagingwoman.com. Once you register, you get the 2 free downloads, so you can kind of connect mentally with that too. I assume spices are not. I'm not sure what that means. My hot flashes are much improved. I find that it also depends on my carb and sugar intake during the day. 100%. I assume spices should not be used while fasting. They say like things like cinnamon and all those kind of things are okay. They're not going to break a fast. But I don't know. We get so mentally and emotionally connected to always having to have something to stimulate us through the day. Like, what if you could just get by with you? There's an amazing feeling that happens for us women, this empowered, really powerful, unstoppable feeling that we get when we're in a state of empty and are fine. So I would really recommend for those of you who are like, but can I have this? And can I have that? And can I have that? Try just doing nothing. Just do nothing and live with you in a state of emptiness and see how powerful you feel. It is an amazing thing. Amazon had midday squares. Yeah. I don't trust buying things like this from Amazon because it's usually a third-party seller, or you don't know where they're being shipped from. And this is a food product that needs to stay cold. So I go direct to the seller on these things, because if something goes wonky in the process of the shipping, you can get a refund from the company. And I don't know if you can get a refund from anywhere else. So I always go with food. I always go straight to the seller. Perhaps I use too much salt under my tongue. Could be 100%. Yes, the sugar crazy cravings also. Yes, you got to just break those. In September class, doing 18.6 for 6 weeks now, doing 24, feeling great, losing inches, but not losing weight. Who cares? If you're losing inches, don't care about the weight. The weight is not a determining factor of success or failure. Bernie, back to work after school holidays, timed my feast for when I get home, easily cleared 20 hours fasting, and I felt the fog lift. Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I love that. Awesome. Last one. Is there any greater weight loss benefit to actual meals during feast or more smaller snacks? I'm not very hungry for meals, but I'm concerned that I'm not taking in enough calories. Loving being part of the September class. Girlfriend, you're going to learn all that this week. Calories, like weight, don't matter. How many calories you consume don't matter. What kind of nutrients are you putting into your body, and are those nutrient choices serving you? That's what matters, right? So you're going to figure all of that out in class this week, my friend, and then you'll really understand why you don't have to worry about calories. Fiona, what calcium supplements do you use, and have you heard of if parasites cause bloating? That's kind of stuff that's like out of my wheelhouse. I don't really worry about those kind of things. If you need to find that out, I would go get a test. What time of intermittent fasting do you recommend? 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours of feasting. Okay, that is it, my friends. I am out of here for today. Make sure you check the comment section for the links, the Midday Squares link. Just go to middaysquares.com, DYANN15 if you want to get some good, healthy, fun chocolate in your life. They're my favorite. I love them. Again, not sponsored. I just like promoting companies that I absolutely love. If you're interested in joining us for class, October 1st is our next course. Go to fortodaysagingwoman.com. There is information on my site there where you can get more information about class, get on my email list, or jump in. Remember, we talk here a lot about not torturing yourself by staying on the fence. Jump off the fence and get into class with us. You will get the intermittent feasting guide and the intermittent fasting guide as soon as you register, and you can start creating the fasting mindset for yourself before you get into class. Thanks for choosing to spend time with me today. I know time is priceless. Thank you. I hope you learned something today. I hope you'll do a test and come back and let us know how that served you. Food should be fun. We should not be afraid of it. Testing it out will give you all the information that you need to know. I'll see you guys back here on Thursday at noon Central Standard Time. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow on Instagram at 1 p.m. where we talk about intermittent fasting as well. Have a great rest of your day.